If you're a business leader who wants scientifically proven ways to improve almost everything about your brain, watch this video. If anything about this video is beneficial to you, you learned something new, or just find some value in it, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks. So what do Ray Dalio, Jack Dorsey, Bill Gates, Jeff Werner, I'm not sure, Arianna Huffington, Jerry Seinfeld, Joe Rogan, Russell Brand, and Jeff Bridges all have in common? Well, what they have in common is they all meditate. Now, people always think of meditation as being some hippie thing, and that's true, or some Buddhist monk thing, and that's also true. But when I first came to meditation 35, 40 years ago, I actually came at it from, I watched a PBS series by Richard M. Restak. Still remember the name. He was a neurologist, and he wrote a book based on that PBS series about the brain. And in that book, he talked about another book and another author, which was Herbert Benson, the author of a book called The Relaxation Response, and several other books. And he was also a neurologist. And I actually learned how to meditate from a neurologist, not from a Buddhist monk, not from a hippie, not from a Wiccan, not from a yoga teacher. And the reason that matters, or at least the reason that that's how I got into it, is because I'm a science guy, not a metaphysics guy. So this is the thing that you may or may not know. As much as there's a lot of flaky hippie types out there, a lot of people who have this law of attraction horse shit, which has nothing whatsoever to do with any real science. Fortunately, the practice of meditation is probably the fundamentally most powerful single thing, habit, behavior you can do to improve your brain and to encourage anybody else on your team who you want to be at their best by doing that. So yes, that's right. Believe it or not, the neuroscience and evidence of how effective meditation really is and all the amazing things it does. Here's the main trick, though. I'm going to put a bunch of links in the description, and I'll probably point to wherever it is. I guess it'll be up in this corner here. I'll mention different things, and if there's a pop-up there, instead of always pointing, I'm just going to put the links and they'll pop up. Basically, I guess, above my head. I'm not used to doing it this far over on the screen. In any case, there is tons and tons of neuroscience and cognitive neuroscience and neuroimaging evidence, as well as other forms of neurological assessment of meditation that says it is the real stuff. It is something that everybody should do. And if you look at the list, like Ray Dalio, he's brilliant. Many brilliant people use meditation, and it doesn't have to be some flaky hippie thing. Really, how you do it doesn't matter, but here's what does matter. And I'm saying this not only from having studied it from the scientific point of view for years, but doing it myself. Now, you can do this easily. You can do it in as little as 12 to 20 minutes. The research shows, and it'll have a positive effect, maybe after just once, but more or less after 2 weeks. But my own direct experience, and a lot of people's experience, including Buddhist and other meditators, is consistently doing it for at least half an hour a day for a month or more. My own experience is about a month is when you really start to notice it. I would say that meditation is a very subtle medicine. It works, but it works slowly and cumulatively over time. And it's like my eldest sister, Kathy, said, well, I meditate until I feel like I don't need it anymore. And then when I quit meditating, I start noticing that I'm getting more stressed out, that I feel more emotional, I have more problems focusing and everything else. That's normal. So it's sort of like many other things, including real pharmaceutical antidepressants or certain drugs. They build up in your system. They do their job if they're prescribed right and they're appropriate for you. And then you stop taking them and you slowly start to feel worse and worse until you realize maybe it was beneficial for me. Meditation's the same thing. You should really do it every day. The more you do it, and for the longer you do it consecutively or over the years, the more positive effect it has and the more powerful the effect is. So anytime you quit, you're backtracking, you're sliding back on both your skill and its effect on your brain. So you're always losing ground if you do that. So I have some things, like I said, I'll put some links. I guess it's going to be straight above now, about a cognitive neuroscientist recently during the beginning of the COVID pandemic. I think it was 2020 when this was recorded, but a cognitive neuroscientist talking about the effects of meditation and some of the evidence. And as he called it, overwhelming evidence of the benefits of meditation, how it improves stress, anxiety, and loneliness in as little as 20 minutes of practice. But more than that, reduces stress, depression, confusion, tiredness, and all these things. And interestingly enough, the loneliness and everything else, regardless of whether you're spending time with people. So this might not matter as much if that's not your thing, you're a business leader, but it's still all the same thing. It reduces stress and anxiety by an average of 22% self-perceived after only about 20 minutes. So there's that. Now, here's some other interesting things it does. It upregulates the parts of your brain which are good for concentration and attention, and tends to downregulate the amygdala, which is a part in the back of your brain kind of thing, sort of the mid-deep part of your brain, which is responsible for responding to a lot of emotions, but is particularly associated with threat and fear and danger. So it downregulates the activity of your amygdala, tends to, I believe, upregulate your prefrontal cortex, which is your executive control. And interesting that all these different parts of the brain distributed in different places all go towards positive outcomes by meditation. So they talked about using mindfulness and compassion meditation, and how it's the one that significantly reduces the feelings of loneliness even when you're not around people. So meditation has been carried out by humans for about 4,500 years, but it's only recently that a lot of these benefits I'm talking about work. So it's interesting that you'll show a different pattern of activity. If you meditate for 2 weeks consistently for about 30 minutes, after about 2 weeks of doing it consistently, your brain will show marked differences. And in particular, I watched this one video, and I'm going to link all these again, by Daniel Goleman, the inventor of the idea of EQ, or emotional intelligence. And he talks about Olympic level meditators. This is people who have meditated their whole lives, Buddhist monks and others like that, and talking about what they called gamma waves, which is a certain type of wave that you get normally when you get insights, solutions to problems, visualize pleasurable experiences. But for most people, this is just a little blip of these gamma waves that lasts about half a second. Now, advanced meditators or experienced practice meditators can have it going continuously while they're meditating, and Olympic level or exceptional meditators can have it going all the time while they're conscious. But when they do things like compassion meditation, those gamma waves go up by 700 to 800% nearly immediately. The amount of benefits you can gain, but maintain, especially if you do it ongoingly from meditation, is more than you can expect, but it's always subtle. It's not like taking a drug. So that's it for Crush It Club 134, how to tune up your brain. My name is Tim B. Green. Bye for now.